Hello everyone, my name is Okirenyoeme Andrew and welcome to another week on the Cribs.
Welcome to the Crib.
So, last week we spoke about prayer and we linked it up with a simple message, which we said the first time. And that was because of this journey we're going on. We talked about depression, now we're talking about oppression. And we have been talking about two important things that God has taught me. And these are two things that define a lot of what I do online and why I am online. So I'm very passionate when it comes to the topic of depression and when it comes to the topic of oppression, because I have been on both or receiving angles to this too. So what is oppression? Oppression can be defined as a prolonged cruel treatment or an unjust treatment towards a person. So you will know the word what cruel means, what cruelty means. If you don't know, I can give you basic examples that have happened in the past weeks. First of all, we can talk about the shooting that happened in Tulsa, USA. There has been a shooting there. If you don't know about it, I'll put a link below. Just a very short news, just so that you see maybe 2 minutes and see what happened in Tulsa. Then to many of my viewers which are in Nigeria, you heard about the Owo and Ondo shooting. This is cruelty. This is cruelty. Those are cruel treatments. They are they are wicked treatments. That's the word. Wicked treatments by men to other men, inflicted on other men. And I was looking back in the past few weeks, and you could see that kind of thing happening in the US, happening in Nigeria, recently in the just concluding football Champions League final. We could see a bit of police brutality, which is a cruelty. And we can see police brutality a lot in this country, Nigeria. So you see, we have seen cruelty. So I shouldn't explain cruelty to us. We know what cruelty is. We are living in cruelty. We can see in this time, we can see how government, how they are bastardized and left us. We can see what's going on in Kaduna. That's cruelty. What's going on in Jos, that's cruelty. What happened to the girl that was burnt in Jos is cruelty. Cruelty. What happens in Maiduguri on a regular? What happens in the Benin Lokoja Expressway is cruelty. Wickedness in the highest order. And almost on the whole of Nigeria, we can see cruel treatments. So let me dive away a little bit before I want to talk about what we're talking about today. Please, the wickedness is enough. We talked about prayer last week. Please let us pray. I beg you, so that we will not be taken away as chickens. We can see from scripture and the stories of generals before us, when some of these cruel things want to come, the Lord will take control even from a mile away. But yes, there will be matters, but let it be matters for the gospel, because we want to preach. Let it not be because of this nonsense that takes life. Our government has failed us. Completely failed us. An election is on the way. I think after this oppression series, maybe today, next week, we're talking about the elections. An election is on the way. Please, I beg you in the name of God. Let us be serious. And as believer, if you're a believer, if you don't pray for this country, you don't pray for people, you don't pray for the people affected in these things, you are selfish. You're extremely selfish. God can help console. God can help vindicate. God can help set free. This election is coming. I think I talked in a series back some weeks ago. I talked about how we should prepare for this election. Please, I don't want this video to be overshot, but we talked about these things. So let's go back to what we're talking about today. Oppression. We'll come back to this election. I promise you we'll come back to it in a week or two. We'll come back to it and we will really talk about it, and I'll tell you how my heart posture is now. And throughout this period, we'll be coming back to visit the election story, and I'll be updating you on my own understanding and what I believe that we should be doing. And I'm telling you the truth, before we vote, me will tell you what I vote for. Who want to kill safe should kill safe. Because it's becoming very annoying. Anyways, let's go back to what we're talking about. Yeah, so we are back. We're talking about oppression. So today, I want to come from an angle of spiritual oppression. So we know about a lot about physical oppression. When someone is cruel or wicked towards you, your family member, that uncle that wanted to take the land, that wanted to do this, that wanted to oppress, that is oppression. That is total oppression. That had no right to do what he wanted to do. That uncle or that parent that oppressed the child growing up. This one is not correction, is it? This is more being oppressed. There are some kids that were locked up in dark holes, messed up with their psyche. There were some kids. Those are oppression, physical oppression. But I want to talk about one that is very pertinent and people shy away from. It's a spiritual oppression. So let me tell you a story. This video might be 15 minutes long today. Please bear with me. But I'm telling you, if you follow me in this story, you'll love it. So let me tell you a story about a friend of mine. So she, not knowing some years back, there was something that happened and we did not know what triggered it, but probably from the household, from our own household. And this friend of mine would find it difficult to sleep because when she sleeps, she wakes up, she wakes up with severe beatings. So she wakes up and really see beatings, and she see a shadow cast on the wall, beating her, pinning her, but she can not see the person physically. And around maybe 2 o'clock in the night, she see birds in her room flying. So I'm just giving you a short abbreviation of it. So she had to take out drugs and alcohol, mix of the two, hard drugs and alcohol, to pass out. She wakes up with these pains and bruises and physical bruises. People literally see, when she wakes up, they see the physical bruises and they're like, what happened to you? This was a painful and a hard time. She searched and searched and searched for solution, and that was a depressing state. And we're not talking about something of 1 year, it was more. When I think about it, I don't know how she tried to continue because it's really, really difficult. She said she wanted to take her own life or something that really hit me at that time. But how could you help? So this is what drives me to what I do. Or this is one of the things that maybe brought out what I do. I feel passion. I feel compassion. When I see people in pain, inflicted physically or spiritually. When I see people depressed, because even myself have been oppressed spiritually. I have been when I gave my life to Christ, then I knew that one of the life decisions I made took me into his peril, where a lady will come at night to sleep with me, and I will know. You call it wet dreams and it's in your mind is a lie. Because I stopped watching movies, stopped watching everything, started renewing my mind. It didn't work. I was loving God for more than 1 year. It didn't work. It will come. You will know when it comes. I had a friend of mine too having the same decisions, fighting, literally worrying. And when that thing happens, you see your next day, you will find disfavor. You will find things like that. I know it's happening to some of you. One thing, it might not be exactly like my own, but something you just see to affect the next day. Nothing good comes to your hand. So I have seen pain for a year after you give it, because when you're not giving life to Christ, the thing will shield itself, to hide. You don't want, but when you are, it will start fighting resistance, start fighting. I would pray, I would wake up, I would pray, and it will still come. But until a day, my Father, my God, after building me up, he said, today, it comes thus far. And in the same vein, in this girl's life, after so many men of God, after the ones that have even duped her, after so many things, she met with our Father, Apostle Joshua Selman Nimak. And she talked to him and told him, I still have power. If you're a Christian and you're powerless, please pray. I pray because I know that the power is not for me. And I don't pray to go and search for power. I want to know him, but I know in the knowing of him, power must drop. Please be intentional. But your heart posture must be right. Your heart posture must be right. And he told him, and he looked at her with so much compassion. And I can remember the words he said. He said he looked at her and said, this is witchcraft. He said, but I decree and I declare, anywhere they call your name again, they go down instantly. And that was the proclamation. And from that night, the devil was not born that could come to her. The devil was not born that could come to her, because a man spoke, but a man with authority in God. Speak it, it will not happen. Why is it not happening? Because you are not giving. That's why we talked about prayer last week, because so that you understand what I'm talking about today. You have to stay. You have to generate power. I told you, prayer is the engine room for life, for living. That's that girl's story. My story is too the same. One morning, we spoke to my family about it. Then my brother prayed, and it was gone. It was gone. It was gone. It was gone. La Paratos. You know, there's a song in my heart. I wish if I was ministering on stage or on my classes, I would just sing the song. It is Ebenezer, my help has come. My help has come. My help has come. My help has come. Maybe I will just put a short clip of David Dan maybe singing that song. Maybe I will do that too. So, in times like this where we're oppressed and we are praying and we don't see solutions, what do we do? Number one, we keep praying. Number two, we find help. Yes, find help. Find help. Find help from a genuine man of God. I told you my friend was duped. My friend she did so many things until she met. Look, find a genuine man of God that God has called to lead your life, to help you, to show you discipleship. Find him, he will help. Find a genuine man of God. The grace that he carries, if he speaks it over your life, there's no devil that'll be able to withstand it. But if you stay to that grace, go and listen to Duncan Williams, Archbishop Duncan Williams. Go and listen to him when he cut away from the grace that protected his life. Archbishop Benson in Tulsa, how they almost finished him. Please go and find that video. Just Archbishop Duncan Williams and Archbishop Benson in Tulsa. Type it on your YouTube. So there's power in cleaving to a grace that works. To a grace that works. To a grace that works. And when I watch Apostles Joshua Selma, look, I don't just see the words he says, no, I see my spirit. Sometimes there are some things he doesn't say that I see, because of how much I have followed and how much I have listened and how much I have closely listened. And in it, I see even some of the things that were not said. And when I apply it, I see the results of that thing. I don't even know how to end this message today. I don't even know how to end it. But please, these two things work. Pray. Then find a mentor. Find someone that will help you, disciple you. Find him. Find. Let him cast that spirit first. Then when we come to physical cruelty, let us find the authority that is needed for it. I'm not going to dive into physical. We know a lot about physical oppression. But when you are physically oppressed, sum up courage. Find a mentor too. Number one, find a mentor. Two, pray. Then number three, make sure you find the force or the body that is needed, that you need for it. Like for example, if it's a molestation issue, find the police. Don't be scared. Find the police. Talk to your mentor. Find the police. If it's one battering, wife battering or wherever, pack your thing, leave that house. Find the police. If it is something physical, if you need to go to court, find a good lawyer. Let us add spiritual, pray, have a mentor that will help you, find the police. If you're having issues even psychologically, go to the hospital. Let them help you. God has given some people, psychologists, the ideas physical that can help you to take out stress, to distress, to drop your BP, so you'll be alive first. Then we'll start growing in the spiritual and praying, and God will use the spiritual to overcome the physical. Ay, 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 ay. Ebenezer, Ebenezer. Ay, 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 ay. Ebenezer, my help has come. Oh, my help has come. Oh, my help has come. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Please share to your friends, please. If you know someone that really needs this, share to him. And please share on your timeline. Let people subscribe so that others will be blessed with what we do here. Next week, we're coming with the elections. We'll do something fun. I've been talking about spiritual things a lot now for a few weeks, which is good. But let's talk about the elections. In Nigeria, we need to talk about it. So see you next week when I talk to you about the elections. Peace. Ciao.